A question, a thing to talk about briefly. I recently got my own copy of the new LRR hoodie. Thank you. It is very comfortable, even though I accidentally ordered it a size too large. Still, very comfortable. Glad to hear it. However, I wonder how often someone has to change occurs in the Moonbase, where two people show up wearing the same hoodie. Because
we don't change.
We don't, but the idea of like how often when we get here, we're wearing the hoodie, one of us is wearing a hoodie, we run into somebody else wearing the hoodie as well. Because I know James has been wearing it a lot.
Yeah, hoodies like 50-50. You'll run into someone. Because Graham's also wearing it sometimes. Yep. I wear it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's usually the t-shirts are the big problem.
Yes.
We all have a lot of Desert Bus shirts.
And once we get the heat dialed in around here, we don't really want to walk around in a hoodie all day generally.
Nope.
Nope. But it doesn't happen that often. And also, we all don't work full time here. Like, it's not like we all show up at 9 o'clock in the morning. There's like the full batch of us show up, and it's like we're all here and we're all wearing the hoodie, and that doesn't really happen. So.
It's okay.
I've answered that, and
it definitely does happen that with Desert, we've been doing Desert Bus for so long that like a reasonably good percentage of my T-shirts are Desert Bus T-shirts.
Yes.
Yeah. And so, having multiple people wearing Desert Bus T-shirts is definitely not uncommon.
I think that's one of your reprints, isn't it?
Yeah, I've been wearing the reprint shirts, which was I love. That was like something I was so hoping that Fangamer would do, is because the Desert Bus shirts are some of my favorite shirts.
Yeah,
they're kind of worn out. Mine, my originals are kind of worn out. So the reprint set that they did was pretty amazing.
Which I think is very interesting because it also means that like the shirt blanks will have changed over the years, and like other things will have changed over the years on them too.
They have, yeah. I think I think this one was originally a dark gray, whereas this is more of a black.
Yeah.
But I think the printing is a little more vibrant on this one than it ever was originally. Although maybe I'm just because the one I have is all faded.
Yeah, and I do think that's really the fact that it's like because styles of, like the method of printing has changed. The shirt blanks can change over time as well. That it's like, oh, we've released a new version of X, and now we're printing everything on canvas shirts, or we're printing like Bella canvas, or printing everything on district blanks or whatever. But if you've had a shirt from a certain year, it will have aged a certain amount. Over about a year's worth before you get your next one. So they're all kind of aged unequally to each other. But now you have all the reprints, which means they'll all age at the same time. Yep. And which I also think is fascinating because like when I see you in an older shirt, like the one from like 2011 or 2012, and it's faded a lot, but it's still like, it doesn't, the shirt hasn't like fallen apart. That it makes me think that, like, yeah, the printing was still really good. Like, Fangamer did a good job printing. They did a good job with the picking blanks and stuff. And I'm like, if the ones we're getting now last that kind of test of time, that's fantastic news.
Yeah. The one thing I'll say is one that I really liked was I think it was actually the first year that Fangamer did shirts for us.
Like 5 or 6?
Yeah. And it's a red. It was a red. I think I was actually wearing it yesterday.
Okay.
The reprint.
I remember the red one, yeah.
Because it's a red. It's a almost this color actually. It's like a burgundy, with the logo. And the original version had the logo. The logo wasn't printed. It was I don't know what you call it. It was like bleached into the fabric.
Yeah, they did discharge printing as well. Yeah.
Which was a super neat effect, but from what I understand, it was not practical to do that for this reprint run, so it was just printed regularly. I still really love the design, but that discharge printing was quite neat.
I really, for anyone who doesn't know about this, a bit of a merch thing that I had to learn about starting doing shirts for us is that predominantly the way to print on shirts is you print a plastic ink on your shirt. That you're printing an ink that has a plastic base of some sort, and that's great when you're working on like white shirts. When you're printing on black shirts, what they used to do is they take whatever the design was, and then they would print a white layer on the shirt, like a white mask.
Oh yeah.
And then they would print on top of that white mask once it was dry with the colors. So they'd have a bit of work to do to make it work on a black shirt. These days, it's not that difficult anymore. They use a type of ink called plastisol to do that, and that's why you might have a shirt that feels really heavy and feels really thick on the front because the imprint, they had to print a plastic layer, or the ink itself is made of plastic, and so it's very heavy. And the more expensive way to do it is to literally bleach all the color out of the shirt where you're going to be printing on it, and then you print in that same spot. So the registration has to be perfect, or else all the ink will be off.
Or, I mean, what they did for the Desert Bus one is they just did it was just a single color. Like, the color was the color of a bleached shirt.
They just bleach it right out,
yeah.
and they're just like, that's fine. We can just bleach the art right onto the shirt. And the nice thing about that is when you do discharge printing, which is where you bleach it and then you color in the bleached part, or you just leave it bleached out, is that that becomes a part of the shirt that can't really leave. Because the ink will like permanently stain that. You know, you're basically staining the shirt to always look like that.
I mean, these are, like, I'm not saying, like these are, like, if you've got, you know, a really old shirt that's got, like, a bunch of, like, plasticky ink on or whatever, these reprints are not like that.
No.
But they aren't like the dyed thing. But
they're
still
discharge print.
they're still very, very nice.
Because also modern plastisol inks are really good, and when you're printing with very fine details, they come out beautiful and they're real sharp. So it's kind of the a trade-off between doing them. It's like, do you print something that is like, do you print something that has a lot of little finicky details? Maybe you're better to do that with plastisol than you are to do it with, like, a big block image might be better in discharge because it comes out. But maybe you want it to be bright white, and if you want bright white, you can get that with a white T-shirt, or you can get that with white ink, and that's white plastisol ink, and that's the only way to do it.
As a side note, just to answer, the shirt reprints were something that Fangamer did over the summer.
Yeah.
Those are not currently available.
Well, there are some low stock ones
really?
in the store. Yes, that somebody did discover that there are lower stock versions of the reprint, and in select sizes, which means not many sizes. The most popular sizes are probably sold out at this point. So if you do go check the Fangamer store, you can see what they've got. Hey, 660K, awesome.
Ooh.
660.
We're doing pretty good.
Nice.
Yeah, everyone getting in on that Hyrule Night Sky shawl. It's super sweet.
But yeah, if you go to shirt.desertbus.org, you can see what the current shirt is, and then if you are browsing around Fangamer as well, looking for other stuff to buy, you should be able to find I think some of the other Desert Bus shirts, the reprint ones there as well. Maybe they have your size, which would be fantastic. Maybe some of them will show up on the glitch sale. Like, we'll see what happens.
The question about there is the question there about how long after Desert Bus will is the final total locked in. It's true, there is some amount will trickle in over the past, and some of the things that are like pre-orders. We before we print the posters, we don't know what the what the actual profit on the posters is. So that we can donate.
I have a fair bit of math I usually do on
I
the
mean,
last
we
day.
have, but like, we'll put we sort of incorporate what we think is a reasonable guess into the total.
Yeah.
But the final total won't necessarily be there until we do the final shipping of some of the merch.
Yeah.
Which, what was it? 2020 that is when we went over $1 million in the post.
Yes.
Yeah, that was our first over $1 million only actually happened post Desert Bus because of the amounts that were coming in.
And then we did the extra hour on January
for the
next year?
rust-proof bee shed.
No, that wasn't
That
Rust Proof Bee Shed. That was just a bonus thing.
Oh, was it? Oh, okay.
Rust Proof Bee Shed was later.
Oh, okay.
I thought Rust-Proof B-Shed was pre-2020
Yeah, that was the pre-run for the 2020, the
Proof of
testing run.
concept,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we called it One More Thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, where we did every shift had 15 minutes to do whatever they wanted.
All right.
Talking about the shirt reprints, I got the 7 shirt, the black and gold reprinted, because through no fault of Fangamers, probably through my maintenance and length of time of using it, it's completely illegible unless you're like right up on it. So I'm happy to have one that's like the pristine black and gold.
Yeah. And also, not to put too fine a point on it, some of us don't fit the shirts they got 15 years ago
Yeah, exactly.
for various reasons.
One way or another. It's definitely due to fabrics shrinking.
It's There's been changes in
It's
fabric stuff.
nothing to do with the wearer.
No.
or anything. No.
Also, I think gravity has changed slightly on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
Possibly global warming is because
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
Scales aren't working the way they used to.
Exactly. This is a good point.
Oh man, I do
I
not
demand
want
a
to.
refund.
I do not want to sit here and talk about vanity sizing in men's clothing.
Oh gosh.
Oh, that is the worst. That's like when I was in school, like when I was in university, I was taking retailing classes. Part of my business degree, there's all sorts of business classes you can take that fit in with your degree. And so one of the ones I could take was for retailing, and like it was like store design and stuff as well. Very interesting class. But we got talking about vanity sizing and how because women's vanity sizing, that's why you see sizing that goes down to like 0 and 00 and stuff like that, because they had to keep kind of adjusting things downward. But at the same time, because they're like, we can't just start at like, well, that's a size 2 or that's a size 4, because you want to keep moving those sizes up so that anyone who's like, I was always a size 4, that kind of idea. And it's the same thing with guys, of course, that, we're vain. So we are also like, I've been a size 34 since I was in high school. It's like, but you're a size 41 now, dude. And we can't just get you into these 34s anymore, right?
My inseam is 18 inches.
Is it?
No.
Oh. I was like, how? You're so tall. But yeah, that...
Because it measures from the bottom, right?
Right, exactly, yeah, right. But yeah, it's so frustrating. So when I go shopping for pants, that I'm like, I'll walk in and like, well, what size are you? I'm like, well, what sizes do you have? Because I'm either a 36, a 38, or a 40.
Please present all your sizes so I may reject them.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to try them on, or you're gonna have to measure me.
Yeah, exactly.
Because like these pants, I'm a 32 waist,
right,
which is impossible.
Right?
Yeah,
I've got like a 34, and then I wear like a 40-something belt.
Yeah. Like,
yeah, that doesn't seem right, does it? No.
something doesn't add up.
God forbid if you're like 40 and then like 30.
Oh yeah.
That doesn't happen.
Yeah.
In
No.
pants they make.
Yeah.
I agree.
I went and got tuxedo pants because I needed new pants for my tuxedo. That's why I would buy tuxedo pants. And my choices were
That Sailor Moon character never really took off.
tuxedo pants. Yeah.
Peach has done that cosplay though.
Oh, it was good. Yeah.
Pants.
So I just had pants over my face the whole time, carrying a rose and throwing it at people.
Wherever you carry that rose, don't worry about it.
You get to fight the moonlight shirt.
And they're like, why don't you just wear those pants? I'm like, I am wearing those pants. It's like, sure, fine. But my choices when I found them on the rack as like a return. But so somebody had returned 2 pairs of pants, and they returned a 36-32 and a 38-34, and I wondered what that person must look like who was a 38-34, because I'm like, you must be like 6'4". Like you have to be, you'd have to be taller than me, but no, your waist could just be higher than normal, that kind of thing. I have a 30-inch inseam, so
Oh.
yeah.
Oh, the inseam was 34.
Yeah, 34. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Not the leg.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
That's which is normal.
A
A 34 leg?
34 leg. You mean like from your
Yeah.
hip down to the? See, men's pants don't measure from the hip down to the bottom. They measure they measure only the inseam. Yeah.
Yeah, like 34 is quite tall for men's pants.
Yeah. I never knew that women's pants would, or any pants would be measured from the hip to the ground. That's kind of cool.
When I was a kid, I was like super skinny, and I wore 28-32.
Wow.
And which was very frustrating, because you could easily get 56 32, like twice the width. You could get 56 32 pants,
Okay.
but not 20. But
I mean, I've always, like, when I would go shopping for jeans, I'd see 30-30s, right? So you
Yeah.
see 30-30s, 32-30s, 34-30s, 34-32s, that kind of thing. And then once you start crawling up, like, into the 38s, it was more and more often, it was like 38-30, you know, 38-32, that kind of thing. But yeah, never, like, I just always assume, like, it's either going to be a 30 or 32-inch inseam on most things. But I have tried on pants as well where I've been, like, wearing, like, a 36. And have like try on a 36-30 from one manufacturer, and it's like, oh, it fits my waist perfectly, and it's the right thing. And then I try on 36-32 from another manufacturer, and it's too tight, and but the leg is like right in 32, and I'm like, how did you design this thing to fit?
yeah,
And
that's why we have measurements.
I want it to just give it a different number than just
But
you know.
yeah, I mean, I've definitely, like, I've told, you know, my parents and people, just like, don't buy me pants.
Yeah.
Like, I'll buy myself pants. Like, it's just a recipe for, you know,
Disappointment.
Yeah, I have to try them on and
Yeah.
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 Exactly. That's why I am thankful that I found a brand and a specific model, and that is like, okay, this is the pants that I buy.
Yeah.
I can just
And
buy a bunch of these.
I've bought a bunch of them, and I'll buy one a year just to keep the stock.
And
I'm
if
the same way.
Yeah, of course, unless you want, you know, like very skinny very skinny jeans for men. Especially if you want jeans, I hope you like blue and black. You can go blue, black, gray, or light blue. That's the sort of your options.
Yeah.
Which I was like, I want like interesting colored pants, but I hate skinny jeans. Anyway.
When I've tried to buy like around Christmas time or on Boxing Day, really, because everything's on sale, which is the worst time to buy, because I walk in, I'm like, hey, look, they do have the model I want, right? Let me slip them on. Great, I'll buy these, and I'll buy them in tan, and I'll buy them in like, maybe I'll buy a pair in like dark brown. Oh, you don't have that size in dark? Okay, well maybe I'll buy them in green. You don't have that. You have the larger size in green. Oh, well I don't want to.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I'll buy like a dark gray. You don't have those in dark. Okay, I guess I'll get them in tan.
Yeah.
I got a couple pairs of pants that I quite liked from like MEC.
Oh yeah.
Like Mountain Equipment Co-op. They're like, I think they're like rock climbing, or like they're technically like bouldering or rock climbing pants.
Yeah.
But which means that they've got you know, a little more sort of gusset and room for maneuvering, so that, you know, when you're bending over and you don't show your ass crack and stuff.
Fair. Yeah. Oh, when I found out they started putting spandex into men's pants, I was skeptical at first, and then realized I'd wanted this all my life.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you for that. You mean I can actually work under a desk and like run cables and stuff, and not feel like I'm like caught on stuff all the time?
Yeah.
Oh.
Or I can have a slightly sizable meal and not feel like I'm about to split my pants.
Yeah. I can cop a squat in the middle of the room in my other pants, and everything's very comfortable.
It actually, like, when I was younger, I didn't quite make that connection that like women's jeans have a lot of spandex. You know, I was just like, they're so tight, like
you found the microphone.
like form-fitting jeans.
Sorry. They fit them so well. Ours look like crap. There's like 2 stovepipes on an ass.
But yes. Although the stretchy pants, the other side of that though is that when you put them on after you take them out of the dryer or whatever, or after you hang them to dry or whatever, and they fit nice, and then they gradually get more and more. They start sliding.
Yeah.
You're like,
And that's why I will wear the freshest pair that has been just recently washed when I'm flying. Because that way I don't have to wear a belt
Oh.
I can just go straight through security.
Yeah,
No
wearing,
problem.
not wearing a belt when you fly is so clutch.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you have travel outfits?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a travel outfit too.
Is it
I'm
the
kind of wearing it.
is it the buckle that is why you can't wear a belt?
Sometimes they just make you take them off.
Yeah, all the rules at all the airports are all different.
Yeah.
Some
Yeah.
places will have you take it off. Some places it is the metal,
Right.
depending on the type of metal. My belt buckle is steel, so I just have to take it off. Most cases.
I want to get a nylon one. I've got I wear fabric belts now, which I really love, and I need to get a nylon pinch buckle instead of the metal one I have.
Yeah, I've got a fabric belt as well that has the plastic
Yeah.
snap on the front. They're so nice to wear. Very
Yeah.
comfortable.
884.5.
Oh, really?
Oh.
So yeah, it's 4 miles till the next stop.
Oh, I can't wait.
4 miles to the next stop.
Everybody get ready to tuck and roll.
Okay.
Yeah, I like to imagine the bus driver on this bus is still like calling out the stops, even though he knows nobody's on the bus.
Right. Yeah.
It's just,
Stop.
a little, yeah, has a little internal sigh every time he does it. 4 miles to the next stop. Anybody?
Any ghosts getting off?
But slip-on shoes when they make you take your shoes off. So always have slip-on shoes to wear. The khakis I wear. The downside of the khakis I wear is that they have a hidden pocket, so I have to empty that too, which sucks. But it's they're very comfortable to sit on a plane with, right?
Yeah.
And then I always wear the same button-up collar shirt in bright red. And the reason I do that, I like the shirt
But if
for
they
one
stab you, you won't show the wound.
Exactly, yeah. It's so that I'm very visible. I'm memorable in that way. That's there's this guy who is a bright red dude coming at me, kind of deal, right?
Yeah.
And that it's he's in a button up, so he's not just in a t-shirt or some sort of whatever that he got out of a 12-pack of beer or something. This guy's I'm here to act like it's business time, and and this man's probably going to behave himself. I'm not going to get any static from anybody. Is the hope? Is not like I'm saying we should advocate for a return to wearing suits on planes, gentlemen, but that kind of attitude of if I dress a little bit to show that I'm here to do a thing and that I'm taking it seriously, then maybe they will also take me seriously and not. We will have a regular day.
Yeah.
The only problem is if one of the security people is a bull,
Yes.
then they will be angered by your red shirt.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they won't know why. The Minotaur will be standing there, and he'll just be getting angry and angry at me, and I will misunderstand his directions because he speaks Greek.
Ooh. That's a deal breaker.
And also, bull language.
Bull language, absolutely.
Yes, bull language.
Yeah. Astorius? Is
Asterius?
Bovinian.
Asterius from Hades. Thank you.